Hi friends, this is Jagbir Singh. Today we are going to do transmission tower design and we will do steel design. So let's just start with the space, add beam, and then I am going to design my base. So orient the grid on XZ plane, and then just to only add nodes, just press Control button, and I want to make it as 4 meters wide. Now this is my base, so I want to create the top of the tower. So for that, let's just create use it like this way, and again go with beams, and it should be narrow, so this is like that way. So now I want these nodes at a height, so that's why just select them with node cursor and move them by using geometry move by joint, and as I want them into vertically, so that's why I will move them on y direction with value 15 meters. So okay, so now you see all my nodes are at a height of 15 meters. So what I have to do, I have to connect these nodes. So use this tool, add beams, and connect like this. Now you will see my base is broader and my top is narrow. So now it's not my top, it's somewhere in middle. So what I have to do, I will orient it by Z, and I will select all 4 nodes, and I will then repeat them transitionally in Y direction and take 5 meters, and I will link steps. So now you see, now I want to create a node in between them at the center. So for that, as I see on my Z direction, and when I turn my grid on, you will see my grid it at 0 0. So what I have to do, I have to bring this grid onto this particular location. So this is my 15 meters and that's my 5 meter, that means 20 meters, and I want my central node at 22 meters, so that makes it 22 meters. So let's just edit my grid and say my origin at y22. So hit OK, and my grid is now here. When I see it from top, then you will see here is my grid. So now I will add a node here on this center, and when I just turn this off and I orient it by this, then you will see what I have just did. So now what I will do, I will add beams like this. So now this node represents top of my tower. Now you can see. Now what I have to do, I have to add some beams between this area, between these nodes. So for that, just orient it by Z and select all these nodes by node cursor like this. Now you see. So then just go to geometry and create beam along x-axis. 4 members have been created. Now geometry again, create beam along z-axis. 4 more have been added, so you can see. Now just for my these inclined beams, just select them again and go with insert node, so that we can have some nodes, so that we can add some beams. So I want to go with add endpoints, and I will total height is 15 meters, so I will say 5 nodes per beam. So I got my node points. Now the tricky part is that we have to add bracings onto these legs. So for that, orient it by isometric and go with add beams. And there is one trick, you have to go exactly like this, first one, then you have to leave this one. So select this one, this one. Now leave this one and connect like so. You have to finish like this. Now from top, leave this one and add here. So that's the deal. You have to finish the design like this and my bracings will be done. So you have to do it for the rest of them. So it seems very tricky, but you have to do it in order to design your bracings. Sorry, I have done some mistake, so let me just rectify this one. So for that, you do one thing, you orient your model like this and then you go with adding beams. So just keep doing like that. So now you see I have completed so that I can make this video quick. So from all the side it has been completed. Now what I have to do, I have to add some bracings here also. So for that one, just select the beams, these one, and then just add nodes, and we can add one node at the midpoint. And now what we have to do, we have to add some beams, just like making a crisscross like this, from top to bottom, bottom to top. And just like you finish this thing. Sometimes it's very puzzling thing, but you have to do it in order to get a good structure. So now it talks about its hands. So now orient it by Z and you select these nodes right above the inclination finish, and you see all four have been selected. And as I want my hand in this direction, so this direction is X, so I will repeat them in X with 2 meters, and I will link step the same thing which I will do with this side, and transitional repeat, but this side is minus X, so that's why minus 2 meters and link steps, and okay. Now I want one point here and one node here, so that's why what I will do, I will orient it like that way. And I will just add beams like this one, just to give some bracing. Now what I will do, I will go with the geometry, and intersect select members, and I will highlight all the intersections with zero tolerance. So now at these intersections I want to add nodes, and then go with geometry, intersect members and intersect, and 68 new beams have been created. So now I got these node points, and I select this one. Sorry, let's just go with node cursor and transitional repeat by 1 meter in minus direction, minus x direction, and now I got my node point here. So what I have to do, I have to create beams on that point so that I can finish my hands. Now you can see how it for what I'm talking about. Now the same thing what I have to do, just select this one and select this one and transitional repeat in x direction with +1 value, and okay. Now add beams from this point to this, sorry, the wrong one, this one and that one. Now my hands have been done. So my modeling of my tower is complete. All what I have to do now, I have to assign some specification to it. So just go with general and section database. now what I have to do, just go with Indian standard. Now you will see steel, cold form steel, timber, aluminum. So I want to use IS 801, so for that I am going to cold form steel and just go with angles and take the first one with steel material and add, close, assign it to view, and now go for some support and create a pinned support for my structure, and then select it and orient it by Z direction and select these nodes of the base and assign to selected node. Now I am going with load and definition. I will only let me just create only dead load and simply assign my cell weight in minus x direction, minus y direction with factor 1, and then select it and assign it to view. Now just analysis and print and do my analyze. So when I go with post processing and I will see with animation, when I go and I see my deflection, then you will see there is no notable deflection right now. So what I will go with modeling and design. For that I will choose current code as IS 801. This is specifically for cold form steel. So I'm just selecting it, select parameters, then choose this one, this particular one, FYLD or real strength of steel, add. Okay, now with define parameters, let me just take the default value and add. Now command, now my check code. Now what my check code does, this command checks the specified members against the specification of desired code. Whatever code I am choosing, it will cross check with my members which I have taken. So I am going to add it, then member takeoff, how many members will be required, then select, and then take off how many quantity will be required. After that, then just go here and assign it to view, then check code also assigned to view, and then steel member takeoff assigned to view, and the select one assigned to view, and steel takeoff assigned to view. Now again I have to go analyze, save, yes. I'm not having any error warning or notes. And this is my information about my takeoffs, and my steel takeoff data is here. So that's it for today. So what you have to do, you like whatever topic you require specifically, you can leave it by your comments, and if you like the video, then you hit like button, and you can subscribe the channel. This is Jagbir Singh, sign off. Bye bye. Jai Bharat, Jai India.